I would have never in my lifetime thought this would happen.
No, it was a nightmare. You know, you're sandbagging, trying to save everything you had up here, and you couldn't do enough.
It was just way more than we expected. Watched things for a little while, and the water kept coming up, so then I started calling these guys and see if they could come out and help sandbag.
The last time we went across the deck, had my muck boots on, and it was over, the water was coming over them when we went across the deck. It was that much higher than the deck. And it just kept building and building.
We had it sandbagged over here, and the water was coming down the deck, and then it was going down, and it was going down by number 1 intake. And it started washing and undermining the approach. And then when the sandbags went, then it really undermined it. And
Filling sandbags so fast, we were standing there wondering what was floating past us, and it was the oil barrels from behind the shed or them
we're just
old outhouses. And
we're just lucky it was during the night. Because otherwise, if it was daytime and you seen all that water, I don't think we would have been.
No, not with the water right behind
we
the
wouldn't
shop
have been on
like
that. Probably wouldn't even been on the deck.
No.
During the
Because
day,
if
you
we would have
probably
been out there and it would have washed that through, we'd all been dead.
Because we was out on
no
the
one
other
would
end
have
of
been
the deck
saving us, yeah.
when it blew through the one time, and Jesse was yelling at us, and fellows who blew through, and we was all on the other end of the deck.
We'd have been
And
stranded.
we come
out.
back.
Last time you guys were all coming back, it was me, Joe, and Andy sitting there holding the sandbags in
we were
place.
laying on them trying
So
to
they,
hold them.
hold them before otherwise it was just gonna wash away.
And finally we heard something pop, so everybody ran up towards the shop. We stood there about 5-10 minutes, and all of a sudden somebody's like, "Look at the light pole!" And the light pole just starts falling over, and the whole approach just disappeared.
I think the most unnerving thing was just watching that approach go in after we had all just gotten off of it.
Your elevation of the water was here on the river upstream. Okay, your canal's down here. Once that breached, where's the water going to go to the lowest point? And the whole thing went right into the canal. So this is what you got.
The most frustrating thing for all the employees was you couldn't get to nothing. You know, our biggest thing was normally we're on top of it, putting power lines and repairing stuff immediately. But I mean, basically, storm hit. It was pretty much late Friday before we could even access it. All the linemen were waiting to get to locations. As far as the retail end of it with the power lines, weeks later get there and there's nothing there to build back to.
Accessibility was probably the biggest thing, is that
Couldn't get it.
couldn't get anywhere. I mean, the sand was so deep, and it's just blow sand, light fluffy sand, and if you didn't have a cat pulling us, even our tractor didn't do us any good, So we'd have the cat pulling our trucks in and out, around. And down by the Black Bridge, and we were working on that transmission line, you couldn't drive 5 feet. If you needed to move from one pole to the next, you waited for the truck or the cat to pull us, and it was just time consuming because of the accessibility and maneuverability, basically.
Leave to go to work that Thursday morning, and got all the way to basically the South Farm Line sub, and that's when I realized that the flood was going over the highway. So called Dale and told him I wasn't going to be coming in. I couldn't make it. Tim Raymakers called me, said that they had an operation on the 34.5, wanted to know if I could go out and see anything. I went back and got my spotting scope, and that's when I seen that we had actually poles that were leaning over into the trees there by the Black Bridge. And he wanted to know if I could get to some switches that were just by the sub. And I told him, I go, I could get there. I go, but I need my chest waders. He goes, the water's up that high now? And I go, yeah, I'm about 100 yards away from the sub. I go, that's where the river's at. I got my chest waders and I went and got my neighbor because I wasn't going to go into the water by myself. And he just stayed there and made sure that I was able to do everything fine and just have another set of eyes there so you're not by yourself. I didn't realize the extent of the damage that was out there just because we had our own little panic where we were at. It was a real scary, surreal moment.
Once we got permission to drive across the bridge, we got a boat and we loaded up equipment in a small little John boat, and some guys pulled us across. When we were out at Whitetail, just looking to the west, seeing the whole highway, the channel being cut across the highway there, I just closed that work order for that new line we built less than 60 days before this happened, from the line we rebuilt the year before. So we spent a lot of time out there getting that new line we just finished back in the air once we could get to it. And we built, probably 5/8 of a mile, maybe a little over half a mile of new line just from scratch, basically just engineered it on the fly to get it up, and that's the new permanent feed for that area.
The March storm event that we had was devastating to the district as a whole. But when I go back and I think about it and what the employees put in, and to come through all of that without any real major serious accidents or injuries is a testament to the safety culture that we have here at Loup Power District, and to the safety culture that the employees take upon themselves to take care of themselves and to really make things work for all of us as a whole here. And to me, that speaks volumes as to where we're at right now. You think of where it is from the stories we've heard about the folks at the headworks trying to get out the night of the storm with concrete flying all over the place, and to get out of that and not have anybody get hurt. Again, the guys working in the sand and the muck and the mud and everything else that occurred that night and the next couple of days as we got everything back up and running. It's pretty amazing to me to think that you could get through all that and not have anything serious happen to anybody.
And I didn't even second guess it. Dan's asking me to do things and Dale's asking me to do things, and you never questioned it, you just did it. I think that was a lot of people's mentality during all this. You just did it, and you did it safely. There's enough headache already. It didn't even cross your mind to risk anything at all.
The other big challenge is just, you look back at what the headworks really was up against. I mean, we should have been out there 2 hours before even that got close to us. I don't know if we really dodged a bullet there. After you look at the damage throughout the whole area, that we were very, very lucky.
We helped enact the Emergency Action Plan, the EAP, that we developed with the retail and hydro and engineering that we deal with FERC. We got people notified, we got people out. And again, it shows the overall strength of the district, because, most of everything we had, we could handle in-house with our people being able to get the equipment when they needed, the engineering department coming in and, whatever they needed to find or design or lay out, we could get it done as quickly as possible so the guys could get to work on it. With the meter maintenance department being able to work with all the other crews to secure that transformer to keep it from tipping over, even though it was leaning, to, getting the sand pile sub repaired as quick as possible to get power back there. It shows a lot of strength and diversity just within the company itself, all the abilities we have. And everybody did everything to the highest of their ability.
You know, I think that's really one of the things that you really saw during the whole event as it happened, and then in the weeks afterwards, was really the teamwork from throughout the organization. You know, it wasn't just one set of folks doing the work. Like, it wasn't just the headworks, it wasn't just the canal crew, it was the headworks, it was canal crew, it's a retail crew, it's the hydro guys. Everybody was working together, and it was really just a really good team effort throughout the entire district, not just one area of the district, but the entire district really came together as a team. What can we do? How can we help? And where can we go with it from there?
The thing about a safety program is we all have to understand that our employees are our most valued asset that we have in our company. And we all have families, we all have reasons to be safe. And our goal of every day should be to come to work safely, watch out for our other employees, our co-workers, so that we can all get home and go home safe to our families.
I really want to thank all of the employees for everything that they did as part of this. I mean, it was really a true team effort that we came together and made all of this happen. And if not for the employees and what they did and the leadership that all of the employees showed in getting us back to where we're at today and where we will be at in the future, you know, a huge debt of gratitude goes out to them and the work ethic that they showed, especially in regards to being safe and getting the process done. We'll never be able to thank everybody enough for all of that, but you know, from me and my perspective, it's great to see what our employees think about when they come into a situation like that.
Unless you're out here, it's hard to see what it was like. And we didn't see much besides what was around us because it was dark. You know, we just worked through it and tried to do the best we could. And we didn't win this battle. We'll get the next ones.